Chetti Curry Ayam is not like normal chicken curry. Chetti curry contains a little bit of prawns. What I do with it is I use hebi hiam, and what happens is it gives the dish a little bit of a difference from normal Indian curries. It's more in the Southeast Asian style like Javanese, Myanmarese and Thai, rather than the South Indian style, which is more like your normal chicken curry.
Let's cook!
Get some oil ready, and as usual, as with any curry, you need to have your mustard seeds. Now I don't like them to splatter, so I'm going to put the mustard seeds in and slowly let it cook without splattering in my face. You need to have your aromatics. So some cloves go in there, cardamom, I'm only going to use 3 because it's a very small dish, cinnamon sticks, which I've broken so that they don't explode. And of course, my star anise. Remember, the aromatics tend to explode, so keep a safe distance when you're having the oil very high. Diced onion. Notice my onions are diced very small because I want the onions to disappear into the curry. Break up all the onions, make sure they're not clumped together. And it's a good time to put in your curry leaf. Curry leaf gives it its distinctive taste. Now it's ready for the chili paste. Chili paste gives it the base, the lovely deep color of the curry. So about 3 tablespoons goes in. Now this is young, fresh red chili. So that the one that's darker are dried chilies which have been ground. So they call lada kisa. So the bright red ones are the fresh red chilies, which are very, very hot. Again, hot water. You don't want it to stick to the bottom or burn. Some garlic and ginger paste. Garlic and ginger and onions and aromatics are a must for any kind of curry. Again, let it cook properly. Don't be in a rush before you add the curry powder.
Story time!
In my upcoming book called The Chettis of Southeast Asia, I will share my research covering more than 50 years, based on talks with seniors in my community, as well as the matriarchs who were the torch bearers of the community, handing down precious rituals about our cuisine, sarung kebaya attire, and our culture. One of the most important points about my ancestors is that they did not start as a community in Malacca in the 1400s, as is popularly believed. They were in Southeast Asia for much longer, as far back as the 1st century CE, which means roughly about 2,000 years ago. Now is a good time to put in the hebi hiam. It gives the dish its distinctive Chetti taste. It doesn't taste like an Indian curry, it tastes like an Indian Malay curry. So in India, we don't use dried prawns for curry. We don't use belacan for curry as well. So that makes the Chetti curry very distinctive. For this much chicken, we're going to use about just 1.5 tablespoons of curry powder. We don't want too much of curry powder. Okay, I'm going to add in the chicken now, and we're going to let that all mix together, and we're going to pour some hot water. I'm going to put this in now so that I give it time to cook and reduce. And we'll come back later. So the chicken is ready. I've put in some tomatoes. Some people don't like tomatoes, but I like that tangy taste of tomatoes. Now, cut your tomatoes very small so that they almost disappear into the dish. Last, of course, we're going to put a little bit of coconut milk. I'm just going to add this much. Coconut milk is something that Indians don't use in India very much, especially to flavor the dishes. They don't even use things like prawns because they like a different taste to their curry. Last of the layering, which is coriander leaves, freshly washed coriander leaves. Pluck it with your hand, don't chop it up. And of course, put a few sprigs of chili on top, just to give it some color. And you're done. Chetti Curry Ayam is not like normal chicken curry. Sometimes if you go out and look at the kind of curries available, they're very light orange in color and they contain a lot of coconut milk, but not Chetti Curry Ayam. You can also use belacan, but I find that hebi hyam gives more character to the dish, makes it more Southeast Asian instead of South Asian. Thank you so much for catching up with this series. All the dishes that I'll be sharing with you share two things. One is kama, K-A-M-A, not the same as karma, which is basically, acts that you do, whether good or bad. Kama, which gives joy, comes from the taste, and the other one is siddha. Siddha is a very old tradition of folk medicine. So a lot of the dishes in Indian Peranakan cuisine mixes siddha together with kama. So you have the beautiful taste of the dish as well as it's salubrious. It's very good for your health.